happened. That's how I ended up here. I saw the opportunity to not just help on the business side. Over the years, I've developed some really, pretty good experience running companies, and growing companies, building companies. And I felt like my skills would be helpful in this situation. But then what I really liked was the ability to help people change their lives all over the world on a much larger scale than I've ever been able to do before. And that's what gets me really excited. That's what gets me up every day, is knowing that that's the work that we do. We're helping people change their health. We're helping people change their finances. And that's really what gets me excited. What I love most about this business and meeting brand partners, meeting many of you on this call, is that the same thing that drives me drives each one of you. If you were in this just for the money, you're not going to be successful. You have to love to help other people and love to help people's lives change. You have to have a kindness for other people and a desire to lift and build people around you. So you and I, we all share that. We are the same in that. And that is what is going to make this company grow to levels that it's never grown before, because we all share the same vision, the same desire to help people grow. And that's the most core thing that we have as a company moving forward. So I guess a little bit vision of the future. Yeah. So when I came into this company and provided this capital infusion for the company, my first greatest goal is to help as many people as we can all over the world, improve their health, improve their finances, and know that we have done the very best that we could do to help as many people as possible. That's the number one goal. The second goal, which is very closely related to that, is you are the ones that build your businesses. All we can do is be here to serve you and provide a platform for you to do that. That is what our job is. That's what my job. My job as CEO, I serve you. I serve all of you. All day long, every day, I think about what you all need to build your businesses, and that's what we provide.
It's a true partnership.
Yeah. There's a reason why we call you brand partners, because we, all of us, are partners in this together. We provide a stable platform. We provide products. We provide kind of anything that you need to go out and build your businesses. And our greatest goal is to provide a company, a platform that not only we can be in for the rest of our lives, because we love this business so much, but something that you all can build and know that you will have for the rest of your lives. And not only the rest of your lives, we want you all to build an asset in your businesses that's so valuable and so stable and so strong that you can pass that on to your children and your children's children. That is what our vision is for the future of the company and for the future of all of you. We take this concept and this idea of being partners very seriously. This relationship that we have it's a very special one. I would say it's a sacred one. It's a very serious responsibility on both of our parts, this partnership. We work together to build and grow and help as many people as we can. And we are partners in that, and we always will be. As I go around and I meet brand partners and I meet all of you and I hear what you are going through, I hear what challenges you face, what wonderful things are happening. I want to hear it all. Anything that we need to do better, I want to hear it. I really do, because we're partners. And I want to uphold our end of the partnership and make sure that you have everything you need to grow and build your businesses. So I thank you all for being who you are, for the love that we all share of helping other people better their lives. I thank you for all the hard work that you spend on your business, building your business, and helping people around you. I have so much confidence in the beautiful company that we're going to build together. We come at this with years of amazing products, compensation plan, Bill of Rights, Partners Council, Founders Club, all these amazing things that we have already. We're going to take those and we're going to build something even more special than any of us could ever imagine. And I'm just so excited for the future.
So that's a theme. You know, Darren spent his life partnering with people and bettering people's lives. We partner with you in your health. We partner with you in your finance. We partner with you in your dreams. Because as I have the opportunity to travel around the world and talk to people, people join this business because they have a dream. They've got something that they want so much that they're excited to partner with other like-minded people and go for it. And that's what's so exciting about our future. Now, I've got a couple of milestones coming up in our future plan. We've got the big global event first week in February, and then each one of the regional locations will have their own event to add a capstone on top of that global event. We've got trips planned. Again, lots of regional trips planned, and we've got events planned throughout the year, all with beginning with the Catalyst Club. There's an opportunity to get some lifetime recognition, to get some lifetime special access, to spend time with successful people. So this is something that creates a tremendous energy right now to go out and build your team between now and February. Those new people that come in, they get an additional 90 days to achieve the same thing. This is really geared towards new people. So you want to get them in so that they can start their own 90-day clock to achieve a Catalyst Club recognition that they can carry with them throughout their entire career. We have amazing things planned this year. So really take a look at your own business and nail down your own business plan and make goals and just be daily consistent. Chris, I love inspirational stories. We heard a couple at the beginning of this call. I'm going to turn the time back over to you, but I've also got this couple from Europe. When the timing's right, they've got this inspirational story that I think everyone will love. I mean, I love stories of success starting from zero. There's a lot of people on this call that might be starting from zero right now. And when you hear this story, every single one of these leaders, Chris, you started from zero, right? There was a day when you got your first order. You got your first sign up. And it was so exciting. And now look at, you've been consistent throughout your career and you've achieved a level of success.
You know, John, you say that, and I still do remember 21 years ago, I got a check for $99. You would think I had just won the lottery. It's funny how moments that you look back on, and it seemed like insignificant at the time, but it proved to me that this industry was working and it would work. And I was excited about that. And yes, and I'm going to bring up some of our co-hosts because I want some questions, and we'll bring up your folks from, I think they're from Italy. They're visiting. Am I right? From Italy. So we're going to bring them up. We'll bring them up at the end, but I have to apologize. Ken Bailey is one of my good friends, and he was somebody that I just skipped him on purpose. And Ken's like, okay, you know, I sent him a text. I realized I was trying to go through what the people we had as co-hosts, and I just left Ken off my list. So Ken, I'm going to let you start, you know, with any comments you might have, and then ask a question.
Well, thanks, Chris. I'll be really brief. We want to get to that couple. First, I want to thank Chris for being persistent and consistent with this call for 6 years. There's almost 300 people on here this morning. Anthony
amazing.
Mortal in the background all the time, carrying things on. Just so many people make this happen. And certainly want to thank John and Darren for being on and running around the world, you know, and the sacrifice away from their family. John's got a group at his home. Take that time. We can't be more thankful. But two quick thoughts, Chris. You were talking earlier about we don't treat, diagnose, or cure anything. Guys, that's true. But always remember, even though we don't cure the common cold, we do cure the common broke. Okay, always remember that. But the last thing, Chris, we've been talking about transformation, and John's getting ready to introduce an amazing transformation. But folks, you know what? I was thinking about this last night, Chris. We've been missing the biggest transformation of all. Think about it, our company. Guys, just 4 months ago, we were extremely unhealthy, headed in the wrong direction, making bad choices, very overweight, if you will. And 4 months later, we might be the most fit company in the entire industry, $300 million debt free. Right. Think about that. You're talking about the transformation. Our company's transformation is perhaps the biggest of all, Chris. And couldn't be more excited. You know, I've been blessed to be in the industry also for 21 years. And there's 3 or 4 times in those 21 years where I would say it's the most pivotal moment. And it's right now is maybe the most pivotal of all time. Couldn't be more excited. And thank you once again for everybody.
Love that, Ken.
Thank you, Ken. You know, I think you're so right. I'm going to add a story that you reminded me of. I actually met with the owner of a company about 2 weeks ago, and he explained what was going on. And he said, I don't know how I can compete with you guys. I mean, you got a debt-free company with this many brands. He said, I'm still trying to add a single product. You guys have got literally multiple brands, not just products. You got multiple brands with multiple products. He said, plus I know your compensation plan is the best in the industry. So he said, competing with you guys is not going to be easy. So Coach Palmer, you got to go first because you're at the top of my screen on the right side. So we're going to give this to a question. Deb, you, Ken, Dr. Crystal, Andrea, anybody wants to ask a question, James, we just want to ask them a question, then we'll let them bring up people from Italy, let them tell their transformation story.
So Chris, I'll go. First of all, John, Darren, thanks for all you're doing. And I know you're doing it because for the people. And I do have a question. It's in regard to the Catalyst Club, but before I do, as I sit in here and listen to this call, it's like the perfect thing is coming together. First time I ever met Darren, he talked about unification around the world. And I see it happening. I see blurring the lines of sponsorship and just saying, hey, let's go build the biggest company in this industry. And I see it happening. And it takes time to merge unity, to take and bring unity together. And I see you guys doing that. And I see a field doing that. I got to compliment the field, all of you on the call this morning, because you've come to this new company that we're about to get ready to announce a new name very soon, with your hat in your hand saying, let's go build this. We want this for the future. We want to build a legacy company. And John, I think it's the perfect coming together because Darren, you possess the CEO mindset of companies and previous companies that with a visualization that we've got to run a tight ship. Profitability is important. Getting products to the end consumer is important. The placing the order is very important. The packaging it is very important. And you understand all the logistics and the operations and the financial side. And a lot of companies have that, but they don't have any vision to someone that has built it in the field. And I look at our company and I go, we've got Darren as a CEO that understands all of that. And then we flip it and we've got John Wadsworth that understands building it grassroots in the field. And I say this a lot. You put me in a room with a brain surgeon and he's going to spot me in 10 seconds and identify that I am not a brain surgeon. But you put me in a room with someone that has built ground floor, grassroots, on the ground with people, and they call themselves a network marketer, I'll identify you really quick that either you are or you're not. Yeah. From the minute I saw John Wadsworth, I had a chance to be a part of the opening of Africa. I had a chance to see him on the Partners Council, on the Founders Club, the way he led. I went, this is a gentleman that has built grassroots in the homes of people. And I believe between the two partnerships of you guys and the company, we truly are setting up a legacy company, a legacy culture, a company that leads with love, that leads with heart, that leads with passion, and ultimately just wants to help people fulfill their unfinished business of whatever that is. And I thank you for that. And I think that's what leads me to the Catalyst Club is if you could point to one thing right now that all the brand partners on the call could strive for to be a part of this company that is getting ready to give birth to a new name, that's getting ready to give birth to the world of the culture this company is going to come out and shout to the world about. What would you say about the Catalyst Club? Like, how big of a deal is getting your name inside of that club right now? It's not about going and placing an order. It's way bigger than that. We're not trying to get sales out of our brand partners. We're trying to get the unification of going, this is the first chance that we got a chance to all come together, be a part of a significant club to lead the future of this new company. So I just wanted to get you guys, or one of you, to share your thoughts on the Catalyst Club.
Brent, it's transformational. We use that word a lot in this business, but it truly is transformational. Every single one of you knows the stat that you are the conglomeration of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. When you join the Catalyst Club, you join a group of successful, like-minded people. And this gives you the launch pad for the rest of your life. That's how important it is.
Wow. Thank you. Yeah. Mic drop right there. Great. All right. Next, Chris. I'm not going to talk the whole time.
I wouldn't mind you talking the whole time. I love to hear Coach Palmer talk. I'm writing notes every time Coach Palmer speaks. James Zing, I'm going to come to you right because that way I can keep up with where I'm at. You're on the screen below him.
Thank you for this time, John and Darren. My gosh, since knowing you, we've just grown so much love for both of you, hanging out with you in Tahiti everywhere. So it's an honor. I have a question actually, because I see what you guys are doing, and you guys are boots on the ground, running, you're building, and I love it. And one thing that I've been fascinated by is the topic of dreaming big and true vision, but not just dreams, but dreams that are met with reality. And you guys have both done so much in your careers, and even we're seeing it right now in front of our own eyes as well too. There's a certain method that you have on taking a dream that you've never done before to turn around this company in 4 months. That's like a miracle, right? But it's also a method. Like, these are laws that you're implementing. So I'd love to hear from either one of you or both of you. How do we dream and actually like translate it into the reality?
You want to start?
Darren has done this multiple times.
Yeah.
You know, I've been with one company for my entire career, so I've had this huge dream that I worked at every day, but he's done it multiple times. I'm going to let him talk about the principles.
So that's an interesting question. I don't talk about these things a lot. I just do them.
That's a principle right there. Less talk, more action, huh?
In any situation, like even with this company, right? I always start with the end in mind. So really initially, when I was just going to be a passive investor, I really wasn't that focused on it. Put some money in, it's going to be investment, it'll be great, it's fine. Once I decide I want to be really involved in this company, as I was meeting with brand partners, getting to know them, understand what their dreams are, what they want out of their lives, talking to John about what is important for a company in this business, talking to the other executives, which we have incredible executives at the company already. And so it's amazing to be able to come into a company where we already have all these amazing executives who are doing an awesome job. And, you know, we just make a few little tweaks on the guidance of the company and we're, you know, moving forward and growing. But I started to develop a view of what the end game is. And that's what I always talk about. The goal of a steady business, successful, something that is everybody can grow and build. And it's so valuable that you can pass on to your children and your children's children. It's like For me, that's the goal. So what happens is I start there, and you're like, okay, I've got this goal. Now, how do we get there? And then I sit there. So one thing that you guys probably don't know about me, you see this here? I can't see. Can you see that? See that notebook? This is my notebook. This is a 5-subject Mead notebook. This is my 3rd one since I started here 3 months ago. I just start mapping out exactly how we're going to get there. I set goals. I set, step by step how we're going to get there. I'll have, 1 year, 3 year, 5 year goals, 10-year goals. And then it comes down to, for me, putting a pen to paper and saying, here's how we're going to get there. And here's kind of my due dates of when we're going to get these things done. In our company, there was a bunch of kind of quick little things that we need taken care of, right? So every day I'm like making a list of 30 or 40 items, or boom, 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 boom. We're heading through those every day. And then I kind of revisit the larger goal. I actually do it every day. I look at, kind of go through the whole goals, the longer term, medium term, shorter term goals, and then kind of go through my daily to-do list. And that's not super complicated. Maybe you're looking for something fancier than that, but that's how I do it. I literally just pen to paper, start going through my to-do list and crank through and get done everything that I need to get done in that day. If I don't finish that day, I roll it over the next day, and that's it. Yeah, I'm seeing other people you got their notebooks too. Hey, hold up your notebook, everybody, if you've got notebooks. And
that's these old school guys. That's old school. Got to have it in the pad. James will be in some kind of electronic system, but I'll be an old school. I'm a paper and pen guy. So
yeah, look at that. So this is this right here is how much I've got, and this is in about the last 3 weeks, this much. And then I just go and review it, make sure I'm getting everything done. And that's my system.
And it works.
It works.
Because it's worked again and again and again. It's working right now.
Yeah. So, and the other thing is that I always just try to focus on less talk, more action. I never want to be one of those, somebody who talks a lot and never gets anything done. I want to be the one that leads with action. And that's what I do day in and day out. I work that to-do list and I get everything done and I grow and build. And I think that's how it's done.
Awesome.
Anything you want to add?
No, that's perfect.
Okay.
I'm going to come to my co-host now. I'm calling her my official, because you notice how I keep reiterating my new, better looking co-host, so makes our Saturday mornings look better. So Dr. Crystal Vance. You'll have to unmute, of course.
Oh, goodness. Chris.
You're committed.
I just first want to say to Darren and John, thank you. Because everyone knows I'm known for being the real talk. And it has been some craziness. I know there's lots of brand new people here and on here today, and I'm so excited for all of you being here. There are pioneers here, and the pioneers are just as, and the new people, like, we're all so important and we all have such roles. And I know, John, obviously, Darren, we just heard your story, and there is certainly pioneering in that. And John, I know, 20 years with the same company, like growing up in network marketing in a company where that was just the norm. Like, you just took it for granted that, like, people came to a company, they stayed at the company, they never left the company. This is where they were for the long haul. And inside of network marketing, MLM, that was easy to be that way when there was only a handful of companies to choose from. And nowadays, that isn't the case. They're everywhere. Yet our ownership has the mentality of stick and stay for 20 years. And so I know in 20 years, it hasn't been all roses for you. And I know that there's been ups and downs. And so for us who have the pioneers and we have the new people, like, over these 20 years, what is it that you have, like, when it wasn't all happy and celebration, what did you like key in and focus on so that you didn't get distracted? And I know that's a business mentality. I know, Darren, you can speak to that too, because I know it wasn't roses all the time doing what you were doing with all of that. I mean, what is it that we today can take from your knowledge of pioneering and sticking and staying in 20 years? What can we focus on?
The beautiful thing about this business system is it's all about the people, right? And when you join, you go through a little transformation. You start out as a product user, you have your own product experience, and then you become a teacher. And that transition from becoming a product user who had a product experience to becoming a teacher, that is a major inflection point in everyone's career. And that's the one that I focus on, and that's all I focused on. So when you got all this stuff happening around you, the stuff that you can't control, if you focus on the people, and if you can get people to make that transformation from becoming a product experience person to a teacher, that's when your business starts to have a life of its own. You can have all kinds of things going on around you, but your business is growing because people are taking that transformational step. And I'm just finding someone every single day. Who can I get to make that transformation? And if that's all you focus on, there can be hurricanes happening around you, and you're just focused on the people, and your income is stable and your income's growing. You know, and when your income's growing, life is good.
Amen. That's so true.
I'm gonna go to Ken and Dale because you know, people talk about trials and tribulations. Guys, if there's a couple that went through some trials and tribulations, I mean, sometimes people say you can't talk about things that we all went through some difficult times. But let's face it, you guys, I know how long you've been here, and I know you lost you went through some trials and tribulations. I want to hear what you think if you have a question, but I really want you to reiterate what you feel about what's changed.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, everybody. It's an honor to be here. And, you know, I've dreamt of leadership like this for years, coming out of the corporate world and being in network marketing for 14 years now. I think the stars are all in alignment. And what I feel and what Ken feels is, see, I'm speaking for him, is through that adversity, you have to have it. It makes you stronger. We had gotten to a point in our business years ago, we couldn't go any further. There was no other pinnacles to make. We're the top ranks. There was nothing to do. And we put it out there to the universe. Isn't that funny what happens? Be careful what you wish for. But it was, we want more. We're not here just to retire. We're here to continue to grow. And so, boy, have we ever. But sometimes it's in the trenches and it's in adversity that you really see the leader that you are, right? It's not when you're at the top of the mountain. It's who's climbing up that mountain and where you go with that, right?
Yeah.
So
when you fall down, do you get back up and keep going? That's the thing, right?
fall down 7, get up 8.
Right. You know, we always say, don't make a decision in a valley, right? Just you got to just stay focused and keep going in that. And just to say with John and Darren here, I love when we were in Utah, just hearing your story, John and Darren, but it's how you two just feed off you. You know, Darren's corporate, John, you're the field. So coming together, those two is magic. I mean, you're both going to learn from each other. There's no doubt about it, right? Which is going to take our company, you know, to the top. That's the advantage that we have, right? How many people that have been in the field are part of the company like you, John, involved in there? I mean, this is just, I mean, we got the best of everything right here. And then look at the people on the call. Look at the leaders we have.
Yeah.
I mean, really, this is nothing but up, right? 2023 is going to be the biggest year.
So we really resonate with people that lead with their heart, and that's how we led our business, because all the other will come if you just treat people properly and you work with them, no matter if they just want to make $100 a month or they want to make 100,000 a month. And that's who you guys are, and we're just very grateful that the stars are in alignment and we get to be a part of this. Like, we are absolutely honored, and the texts coming are just flying from all over the world. And one of them was from Sloan, and Sloan said, smart with heart. That's who they are. And so that's our little quote we're going to have always at the campfire. One thing we do, if there's any way, are we going to learn soon when that global February event is and where, so that we can put it in our goals?
Mm-hmm. A little bit of inside info, but it's either February 4th or February 11th.
Okay, that's great.
All right, perfect.
February 4th or February 11th, better mark your calendars.
But don't get us in trouble.
I know.
Don't get us in trouble.
I'm a little too open because I'm from the field. If I
Yeah.
was, then I would say a thing. But anyway,
I'm from the field, we always
just
talking.
mark off both of those days on your calendar. Because if the big global one is 4, you do your regional on the 11th. If the big global one happens on the 11th, maybe you combine it or you do it the next Saturday. But you want to do a follow-on event after that event with your teams to really chart your own. This is like the launch pad, right?
Yeah.
Right. So that global one's really important, but you want to do your follow-on one right after it.
Okay, next up, Tracy Turnberg. He knows, I hope he's looking at the screen so he knows I'm gonna come down. Make Andy
Hey, Chris.
laugh.
You know, we're this place and everyone's shared so much information and so their feelings. We're at this place that we've never been at before in our history. And John, you and I, we've had some challenges over the last 20 years. And we've always come through with flying colors. A lot of challenges, right? And there's always
challenges.
Right. There's always challenges, and that's business. That's the nature of business. But the one thing that you can't do, and I think it's very important for us in the field to have, is this is a growth mindset. It's not a sit back and wait. It is a growth mindset, and I know you guys as well have a commitment to a growth mindset. And if you could just address that a little bit, like what does that growth mindset commitment look like in galvanization and unification of the field and where that plays a part?
So let me start and then you can do something. I just want to say one thing. I have never had progress, never seen a company grow that I was involved with, never dealt with a problem without like getting up and making it happen. Like that's it. Nothing, I mean, you're not going to grow. Nothing's going to happen if you don't get out and do it. So that's where growth happens, both in difficult times and in really great times. Nothing happens without us doing it, actually doing the work and making it happen. Nothing will happen. You will just stagnate and go nowhere. But when you decide that you want to make change and have change in your life and have improvements, you got to do it. Chart a course, and every day you get out there and you do what you need to do in good times and in bad times. The same applies.
Now, how do you get yourself to take that action? This is a concept that I've always loved. Tracy, you talked about mindset. Mindset really comes down to self-talk. We're all having this conversation with ourselves. Either you're tuned into it or you're not. Once you become tuned into it, your life changes. If you know and you can dissect the conversation and then control the conversation that you have with yourself on a daily basis, your life changes. So what kind of conversation should you be having? If it's going to be, it's up to me. You know, if you're saying things like that to yourself all day long, guess what? You can't help but act because you're talking to yourself in the right way, and that produces the right action that gets the results that Darren's talking about.
You know, I heard a quote, you say that, I heard Jim Rohn say something I thought was so perfect. He said, you know, people always talk about change, but they don't do anything to change.
Yeah.
They all talk about a change, they want to change, but they don't do anything. And I'm guilty, by the way. I'm talking to myself here. I don't do the things it takes. Now I am going to Andrea, the one who wants to nod and smile. So what she told me, I just want to nod, smile. She's really good at nodding and smiling. But before we go to your folks in Italy, I'm gonna give Andrea an opportunity to. It doesn't matter what she wants to say. It makes it harder when you're last, right, Andrea? So I'm really picking on you.
Well, I love it. I love being picked on by you, Chris. Well, I just want to say one thing, first of all, is when you look at the numbers, like how do you know you had a really powerful call when it's Saturday morning and we've gone an hour and 23 minutes and the numbers are still high? Like it's one thing to start numbers high. It's a lot different to end numbers high. So great work for everybody. This has been a phenomenal call. But my question is kind of for Darren. and it's nosy. Like I'm just feeling a little bit nosy this morning.
Oh no.
I want to know. So you run companies, you've done things in different, it's not personal, it's just nosy. But I want to hear your thoughts a little bit about, what's the difference that you've seen, or maybe there's similarities between running the other companies that you've done and for what I think it's like 8 weeks now, being in charge and running a network marketing company, and how that's felt a little bit different for you, or maybe it's felt the same.
Yes, it is exactly 2 months today. Today is our 2-month.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah, it is. Just look at that. Let's see, what's the difference? Well, some of you know that I get a little nervous being in front of so many people. I was nervous before we got on this call this morning. In my mind, I'm like the guy that's in the back making everything happen. So the biggest difference in this has been the extent to which everybody wants to get to know me and hear my story and learn about me and learn about the vision for the company. That has been by far the biggest difference with other companies that I've run. Every other company I've run, I'm in the back taking care of business, dealing with the finance, sales, everything I need to do. But in this business, it's important, but I get it. So it was really hard because, I'm kind of shy and private. Look, I don't even have social media. Maybe you guys have tried to look me up sometime. There's nothing, right? So apparently my marketing team tells me that has to change. but yeah. So I get it though. This is all of your livelihood. It's important to you who's leading the company. You want to know that the company is in good hands. You want to know that we have a bright future. You want to know that all the work that you put in now is going to pay off and you're going to be able to continue to grow and build. So it's been a big change for me, but I get it. I understand it. And I have come to love the time that I spend meeting with all of you and getting to hear what you've been through, hear your goals, hear your aspirations. And it inspires me. Every meeting I have like this inspires me. And I feel like I come away more energized, more invigorated, and to some extent, a little bit better person every time. So that's the biggest change, biggest difference.
Absolutely awesome. You make me inspired each time. The more I get to know you, the more I have been impressed with your business knowledge. I know John a little bit because we've been in a field guy. Only because I met him in Costa Rica. I hate to say it. It's about the main thing. John, you have a guest there. We need to find out these folks from Italy.
So I told you I love stories, right? And
let's get us a story up here from Italy. We're all excited about you.
Couple has been on the road for 2 months. Why? They started with a Tony Robbins event because they're all about personal development. They told me that they came to America because they wanted to dream big, but you got to hear their story. I'm going to let them take my chair. Yeah. Sit down. This is Andrea and Laura. And listen to this.
Hi, everybody. Hello. Yes, as John was saying, we like to think big, and US mindset, you think big, bigger than us in Europe for sure. But anyway, we started to think big it was 2013. When I joined the network marketing industry, it was 2012. I was a young kid, basically, because I'm young now, but at that moment I was a kid living with my parents, working a normal job for 800 euros per month. And when you live in Rome, a big city, earning 800 euros, I was with my brother. He was doing the college, basically. I was full-time, but I wasn't independent. So I had to live with my parents, and it was frustrating. So we get in contact with the network marketing industry. I can say we work online, but we are here thanks to an offline situation, because my father gave to me a card with the contact of a guy making network marketing at the moment, He was a customer of my father in the assurance business. So we joined network marketing, all excited, young. We are gonna make millions in this industry. Let's go, let's go. For 1 year and a half, zero. And then we were making some events, inviting people, meeting with people. So what we know, when you start network marketing, you have to talk to people. I was and I am, because still today I'm shy. At the moment I was more shy than now. So I was like, okay, we have to talk to people. Okay, let's do it because we want to make millions. Anyway, for 1 year and a half, zero. And the most important thing is that in that moment, our sponsor making this business, Paolo Meucci, some of you maybe you know, was looking for some online method without finding a way. And experience of Paolo plus 2 young people already online, because we didn't born with the phone like children today, but we were young with Facebook, Instagram. At that moment, we were already skilled on this, using this kind of stuff, so digital world and social media, just for losing time, because that was everybody are doing. They use Facebook, scroll it up, TikTok, and smile and have fun. But at the moment, we thought, where are the people now? Because people are going in this online world. So if this is a business of people, we have to go where the people are now. And we start to do all online. It was a long process, because for 1 year we were working online, making zero results. I remember my father and my mother saying, maybe it's better if you look for a normal job, because you are making no money, and here we need money. It was a tough situation. And we were like, okay, the situation was bad. We never miss a roof in our head, of course, and something to eat, but it was pretty bad, even emotionally, above for my father, because he got almost 100,000 in debt. So it was pretty bad. I don't want to go deeper in this situation, but it was bad. So I quit my job. And for 1 year, I earned zero. My brother quit university for 1 year, zero. My mother was like, what are you doing? And we want to do it. Give us 6 months. It was May 2013. So we ask until December. And we say, in January 2040, we are going to look for a job again, because we know that it's important. We are responsible. And so we didn't give a deadline to our parents. We gave a deadline to us. And 26th of December, we were in Miami, invited from in the Paolo's house, because we didn't have the money to go in Miami at that time. He paid for everything. He got a pretty good business, making more or less 6 figures a year, so 10,000 a month. But when you do offline, 10,000 is not enough, because you have to pay for car, fuel, events, meetings. So, but invest in us, because he saw, like he said, I saw the eye of the tiger in me and my brother. So 26th of December, first customer online. I was in Miami, Paolo's house, waking up, open the computer, and I saw this girl giving us name, surname, credit card, everything. So all the detail that today is like violating privacy, but he was giving us even the credit card. We were like, no, it's unbelievable, it's impossible. So I put, maybe it's a fake credit card. Let's put the order. So I put the order, yeah, gone. First customer online. We were, in that moment, we realized that if you can do 1 customer online, you can do 10, you can do 100. And after that, now it's like 8 years of online, because 2014, 26th of 2013, 8 years. Now we have we have 9 years in 26th of December. So in about 2 days, 18. So in some days we will have the celebration. We always make a Zoom 26th of December for our team. So we made more than 2.5 million customers with all organization. We made more than 500 million in volume. We before Arix, we were in another company. Then we joined Arix in 2019. And we made big number because of this online system that help us to duplicate faster. because of course we can do business in every way. We can still do it offline. For us, it was a bit difficult because we were young and nobody gave us credibility and shy and everything, but online gave us the possibility to do the business, make customer, because we are very good to make customer, and duplicate on very normal people who were like doing nothing, even without a Facebook account, because they were like, okay, social, what I have to do? I use Facebook, I have 3 friends. We don't care if you have 3 friends. It's like if you do it offline and you are alone in your house. You can go out in the gym, in the bar, in a pub, have a dinner, hanging out with people. Online, for us, it was easier, faster. So we started to do online, and we duplicate on the team. And I mean, the rest, for us, the rest is history, but now it's the present, because it's not only story, it's not the history, it's the present, and it's also the future, because we know that with this system, we are so strong to make new customer, new distributor, and keep them. Of course, we can always improve ourselves, but now we are making, of course, all of us pass through a difficult time, but it's business. Our time can help us to become stronger as person, and that is important. And online can help us to go faster. So this is very short, our story, and thank you to listen, because I mean, it's always, I'm always grateful if someone listens to the story, and if I can inspire someone to look for a new way, a new opportunity, and you can do it all. Sponsor, if you are not able to use e-social, because maybe some of you say, yeah, but I'm not good, sponsor someone who are good, someone who is online, and pass to them your mindset, your attitude, your knowledge, because this is what Paolo made with us, with his experience. And Paolo still today is chatting with one finger. When Paolo is doing chat, it's like this. And we all make joke about him, but it doesn't matter, because anybody can put their best. And Paolo give his best to us. We are giving our best to our team. Thank you, everybody. I'm seeing the chat. Thank you.
Absolutely. You're amazing.
Realize it. So let's go. We go forward together to build a fabulous future.
Absolutely.
In this company, all the world, all the team, all together, and that's it.
I mean, I can see there are a lot of companies outside, a lot of networkers, successful networker, but I'm sure that a lot of them are still doing, maybe some of you still doing offline, using offline method. That it's good, because if it's working, I'm not doing that you have to change one day for another. Keep doing what you are best to do, what you're able to do, and then you can add this kind of small changement one day after another. And I mean, we can literally conquer the online world of network marketing industry with our company, and share and spread our words and our mission all together.
It's very important, and we can arrive to everybody over the world, and they are waiting for us.
Absolutely.
So.
Thank you for to us.
Thank you so much. I'm just, I don't know what to say, because I'm thinking when I started this call 6 years ago, that I've literally interviewed people from Canada, South America, South Africa, people from Italy, actually coming in from Puerto Rico. I'm just blown away by the whole process of what is happening. I'm getting multiple texts, because everybody's like, "Where's Coach Rowland? Where's Coach Rowland?" My sponsor and mentor here has been in this industry when I started, was Coach Rowland. And John and Darren, I want to say a thank you to you, and I'm going to turn it to Coach Rowland. John and Darren, you guys, I mean, you're working so hard. I want everybody to know, and send a shout out to them in the chat. I mean, if you're glad they're here, you're thrilled that they're a part of the company. I think you should put a 10, not a 1. I want you to put a 10 in there, because I think we have the dream team, and I believe we're doing some special things right now. So, Coach Rowland, this will be the longest Zoom I've ever done on a Saturday, and as Andrea said, nobody's leaving. So, Coach, I'm going to turn it to you to close us out.
Yeah, Chris, it was some kind of awesome morning. I've been behind the scenes trying to help Anthony today. I've always got to. Anthony helps run this, get everybody highlighted, unhighlighted, admitted in, kicked out if we need it. It is amazing job, Anthony. I really, really appreciate you always. And from Brent Palmer to Canada to every moderator, questions that were asked today, the input. I've never switched to my phone either. I've always got a pad. I've got like 11 pages of footnotes. I'm going to end with the big two that I took away from this morning. But before I do, Andrea, the one thing that impresses me most and shows me how shallow of a person I am is that you just came on an English speaking Zoom and spoke English to us. That just blows my mind. And I commend you for being able to do that, because I could not come to Italy and speak in Italian. Somebody would have to translate for me.
And this is, I want to add something, because my English in Italy is the best, so you can imagine the rest. Basically, nobody speaking English. And if we made this kind of, we made a lot of volume customer, almost just in Italy, just 70% in Italy and some Spain and a bit of French and German, but most of our volume came from Italy. That is a small country compared to US. And another important thing is it's from, I mean, from distributor side and also corporate side, Europe is a mess for one reason. I mean, 6-7 different languages, different bureaucracy, and in US it's easier, pass me the time, but because everybody speaks English, so you can go online, you can achieve all over the world, people all over the world, and this is a challenge basically for us, because yes, we have an online system, but we speak Italian and nobody speaks English, so it's almost difficult to expand. And we are starting, of course, now to doing in Spanish. Now I learn also Spanish because I'm staying with Laura, so she's learning Italian, we are learning Spanish,
We
and
learn
English. So we are going to expand, and you can do it straight away because you speak English, and in the world a lot of people speak English. That's a big fortune, in my opinion.
You know, Chris and Brent, the rest, we've got to level up. We've got to expand our languages. I got messed up in Tahiti because I finally gotten Spanish down, and most of my time there was spent with French. So I left saying French words to Spanish people and Spanish words to French people. But I want to end with these 3 points. One is, we were also on a Zoom a couple of nights ago with a lot of Central America and Mexico. And the one thing that is universal in all 50 states, in Canada, all of North America, into the Spanish world, the Asian world, the European world, is that no matter what language we speak, we all have the same desires for our future. We want better. We want stable finances, good retirements, take care of our kids. And this is a situation we're all in it together with a vehicle that can actually provide it. The problem with so much of the world, to include here in the United States, is we put all of our time into vehicles that never give us a chance to get financially ahead. We just trade our whole life to make a living. But Darren said a couple of things I just want to reiterate as we take off this morning. And one thing, I don't know how he understands this so well, not being in our industry. I've never met anybody in 20 years that understands our industry better than Darren that hasn't participated in it. So evidently the sushi thing really was almost identical, because your parallels are unbelievable. But the one thing I found out in 20 years is anybody that's in this for the money only, we all are doing this to better our lives. Let's make no secret about it. We're not holier than now, but that is only accomplished by helping other people go do the same thing. And that's the thing that Darren hit on, is we go invest into other people's lives and get them where we want to be. And then the other thing that Darren said this morning, and this is our challenge, the next 2 Saturdays land on Christmas and New Year's. The next Saturday Zoom will be 3 weeks out. We already have Cameron Bott and a number of guests lined up. We are all headed into the holidays around the world. This is a couple of holidays that every country kind of celebrates the same. During this time frame, this recalibration, as we set our 2023 goals, Darren said nothing happens unless I go make it happen. Guys, even if this company goes to $1 billion in the next 3 years, if you don't go get your sliver and your market share for your family, 3 years from now, this company being $1 billion doesn't change your life. We have to take that self-responsibility. So my challenge to everybody as we get off this Zoom and have our confidence in the new ownership and where the ship is headed is that in 2023, we go make it happen for our families. We count on nobody. It's our job to go change lives. It's not our job to sign somebody up to change our life. It's our job to change theirs. So Chris, Brent, everybody, thank you. This was the most inspiring morning.
Anthony, thank you for what you do. Would you unmute the lines? If you appreciate John and Darren, I want us all to say Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays, whatever you prefer, to these guys.
Merry Christmas.